told you. I emailed
Lydia Cornell is messaging them for us.
Well, next week, it's not official yet, but I heard from Adrian Zemed last night, okay, on a Sunday, and he just wanted to know what topics we were going to discuss with him. So I told him Grease and T.J. Hooker. So I'm working all angles here, Nick. The vultures are circling around Shatner, and he doesn't even know it.
He doesn't even know it yet. Yeah, I would love to get Shatner. Hey, while we're waiting for Chef Hunzinger of the Beaumont Inn to call in, and we're still on the 80s MTV, I have my top 5. It's completed.
Okay, hang on, Nick. For MTV, hold on.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And now our top 5 all-time MTV artists. Nick, I will let you go first. You have the floor.
Well, I must say, I kind of, as much as I make fun of it, Ty, I kind of missed the top 5 traditional music.
Okay. Well, then, please start. You have the floor, my friend.
Well, what happened to the original top 5 music?
What do you mean, the original? I have the top 5. So you're just talking in general?
No. The top 5, you play it before every time. Who's sick here?
Oh, okay. I'm not too bright. Hold on here.
No, don't play it.
Hold on. You're talking about the actual funky top 5 music that I play.
I don't know if I'd call it funky. But
here you go.
There it is.
No, there's definitely funk about it.
No, this is quite not funky. Yeah.
Okay, a little slow tonight, Nick. I apologize.
Yeah, wow. You're like, I heard you go, okay. I knew you weren't following me. My number 5 has to be, and for obvious reasons, Dire Straits.
Money for nothing and the chicks for free, man.
Yep, man.
Good.
Great. And don't, I Want My MTV. I mean,
Like a life.
Yep. And, and I'm not, and let's make it clear, too. I'm not saying that these artists are in my top 5 likes. Like I don't necessarily like them, although I did listen to Dire Straits the other day.
I saw that on Spotify. Do you have any particular songs besides the staples that you like?
No, but their greatest hits was good. I mean, there were some songs on there that I didn't remember or recognize, and they were good.
One of my favorites is Twisting by the Pool. I think I actually said that in the comments section.
I'll have to write that down.
Twisting by the Pool. Kind of a fun song.
I'll check that out.
Number 5 for me, and this is an MTV artist, so it's not necessarily, once again, somebody that's one of my all-time favorites. It's somebody that I recognize as being a significant artist in the early days of MTV. And number 5, got to go with Peter Gabriel, my man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, come on. How many great videos did he put out that were just so weird? And he's a weird guy.
Very weird. And
great
don't forget, he was in Genesis, too. Yeah.
Right.
But what, Sledgehammer?
Yep.
There's, of course, the classic 80s song from the movie Say Anything with Cusack, In Your Eyes, where Cusack's holding up the beatbox. That's a great movie, by the way. We've never talked about it.
Great movie. Salisbury Hill. That was a great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was
Biko.
great.
Biko is another great song about apartheid. Yep.
And his songs were, or his videos were very along. They were all kind of the same concept, but again, another one you kind of waited around all week till his new video came out because they were always cool.
They featured them, right? They promoted the hell out of them
because they were cool. They were cool.
Very cutting edge at that time too.
Right. So that leads right into my number 4, which is Genesis / Phil Collins. So I kind of put the two of them together because obviously Phil Collins was with Genesis. I'd love to be able to say Peter Gabriel, but he didn't fit on my list. But who could forget, the puppets of Ronald and Nancy Reagan, in Genesis's video. Remember that video?
Oh, yeah.
What song was that?
Was it Land of Illusion?
Yes, yeah. They had some great great videos, and but that was one in particular that you hoped it came on today on MTV.
Is that right? Was that it's the Land of Confusion?
Land of Confusion.
Yeah, and they had Illegal Alien was another one.
Yep.
Yeah, Collins became a super. People forget how huge he was.
I mean, when you talk Live Aid, you talk Phil Collins opened England and then took the jet to Philadelphia and opened Philadelphia. Remember
Played on 2 continents, right?
Yep. And in the Lear jet, it was when that was in, was real hotty toddy.
Was it the Concorde?
The Concorde, yes. And so you think when I think of Live Aid, I think of Zeppelin, obviously, the Stones, even the Beach Boys.
Everybody did that.
Queen. In Excess.
I think of Queen. Yep.
I mean, how could you not think of Freddie and his flamboyant? Everybody knew he was gay. I mean, come on.
Oh, right. Even though it wasn't really discussed.
No, it wasn't discussed, but you knew after Live Aid with that outfit. But and Bob Geldof, of course, the guy who put it all together, known more for that than for his music.
Boy, how dumb did I sound when I said, or I asked Alan, do you think that could happen again? And of course, 3 years ago we had an event similar, and I even watched it, but it still did not have the impact on me that Live Aid did back in '85.
The musicians are different. I mean, and I think that is a big part of it. I mean, that there's a lot of tribute. I don't know if you call them, tribute concerts, that are very good, but they have to have good live music in it, and the concert is really going away in general. The concert aspect. I don't think that touring. It's not like rock band touring as much as it is lip syncing and dancing. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Just like when Beyonce, and don't get me wrong, she's a great talent, so I don't want to be critical of Beyonce.
Right.
I don't want her doing my Super Bowl. I don't.
Right.
I want friggin' rock and roll. I know my friends just laughed in my face when the Who played the Super Bowl. I loved it, man. I absolutely loved it.
Everybody criticized them for going after the Timberlake tit fiasco with Janet Jackson. Everybody criticized the Super Bowl for having McCartney on, but how could you criticize? They said they were playing it safe. Well, it's still Paul McCartney.
Paul friggin' McCartney. Good luck getting a concert ticket to see him.
I know, and that's another one that when that wave of stars start to pass on, but it's going to be really missed by people like us who aren't necessarily totally enthusiastic about today's music. We better keep going.
Yeah, I know. We could get sidetracked easily. Number 4 here, Def Leppard for me.
Def Leppard was on my list, and I removed them.
And the reason why I say Def Leppard, Photograph. Do you remember they had the Friday night video fights and the Friday night countdown?
Yep.
Photograph won that night after night after night. And
I forgot about the video countdown.
Oh, it was great.
God, it was great.
And I loved the combination of hard rock, but yet the songs were very hook laden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good writing. They had good writing and a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff. I mean, Pour Some Sugar on Me, nothing great about that video, but it was an awesome video. It made you want to go see them live, because it was just such a great song. And, even Hysteria, although, they were just great. And they're still great.
Hysteria is, we don't use the word great enough to describe that album. That is a great album.
Great album.
Start to finish, produced by Mutt Lange, who was married to Shania Twain for a long time, great producer. And Hysteria, to me, is one of the all-time great albums, period. Not just of the heavy metal genre, period.
Yeah, it's a great album. They were a hair band, they were a great band, but they weren't over the top. Like, you could see how they could kind of still be relevant, and they are still relevant today. In England, they're very relevant.
Very relevant. Now, Joe Elliott's voice. Yeah, his voice, I've seen them recently. It's just not up to what it used to be. But the guitar work, the drums, and the show,
stuff. the lights.
It's good stuff, man. They have such a catalog of music, too.
Yep.
And they were one of the first groups, Def Leppard, to really introduce me into heavy metal music, and it introduced me to other bands too, some copycat bands, but other bands that I really liked as well. So who's your number 3, Nick?
I have to put her on the list because of Captain Lou Albano, and that would be Cyndi Lauper.
Nice, good call.
Yeah. I mean, she was great. I mean, she's still great. She's not in my top bands or artists by any means, but her videos were great.
I've seen her twice.
Albano. Have you seen her twice?
I've seen her not once, but twice.
Wow. I'm sure she was great.
I saw her in concert she opened for Meatloaf, which was another good show.
I've seen Meatloaf. I saw Meatloaf.
And she came out in the audience and actually touched me, which was kind of cool.
That's cool.
And then,
where'd she touch you?
On the shoulder. And I went to vacation in New York once, and I went and saw Whoopi Goldberg do her radio show live. It was like at 5 a.m. I was nuts. Mm-hmm. But it was me and a handful of other people. Whoopi served a little breakfast, and there I am at this radio show at like 5 a.m. in the morning on vacation watching Cyndi Lauper play acoustic songs. She played like a 3-song set. And that was really neat.
Yeah, and she just, I mean...
Good person.
And she was like one of the faces of that era of MTV. She really was.
Great hits, too. True Colors, come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Wow, what a song. She-bop, funny stuff.
Yeah, I mean, she was good. So that's my number 3.
Number 3 for me, and you could argue that these guys should be higher than they are because I think people really noticed MTV once this group got played, and I think you know who I'm talking about here. Double D's. Duran Duran.
Oh, Duran Duran.
What do you think I was going with that?
I thought like the Bumblebees, Wrestlers.
No.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Double D.
I didn't hear D, so I would have thought
No.
I heard B.
No. Double D. I said Duran, and then I started thinking Double D. Where am I going with this myself?
Yeah, they belong there.
Yeah, Duran Duran.
Rio, great video.
Hungry
Like the Wolf.
Save a Prayer.
Yep.
You can even go before that to Planet Earth, and then my all-time favorite Duran Duran song, although it's tied for a close second tied with Ordinary World, is Girls on Film.
Girls on Film. Yeah, I was listening to Duran Duran live from 2012 the other day. Very good concert. They do Girls on Film.
Why do you think they don't get the respect that they deserve?
Yeah, I think they do all over the world. America's just funny about their music, you know. I mean, but they're very. I mean, this concert had to have a couple, more than 10,000. I mean, it was a big concert. You could tell. And it was in Ireland. It was in Dublin, I think.
And I've never seen them in concert, and they came here to Seattle last year, and I didn't go, and I kicked myself, and I hopefully will get the opportunity to see them at some point. Now, Nick, we have 2 groups to discuss, but let's go to our next guest, because he's been waiting on the line.
Well, we have to create great demand for our top 2.
There you go.
Anticipation.
We'll have to create suspense.
For who can be these top 2.
Mine are pretty obvious, but I do have.
Mine are kind of obvious. I mean, number 2 might raise an eyebrow, but I think number 1 we all know who it is. Let's go to Chef Hunzinger.
Jeff,
what's going on, guys?
Hey, what's your favorite MTV artist of all time, Jeff?
Oh, favorite MTV artist of all time.
When they played music.
Oh, so not in the past, 15 years.
Exactly.
Nice.
That's what we said.
So
exactly.
Let's see. I don't know. I was raised in a 80s rock, and then we got Led Zeppelin and all that. So I'd have to say, I don't know if it'd be maybe the Eagles.
The Eagles. Interesting.
Did they have a video? Ever?
I couldn't.
Hotel California?
Yeah, you're right. Hotel Night. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, I can't.
And then that was probably one of the first, I'd say, first year or 2 that I was watching music videos. That was one of them, and so it's kind of kind of stuck with me from then.
It's funny how memories stick in your mind tight, isn't it? Like I immediately think of the Dire Straits video when I think of MTV. I mean, automatically, because I remember, we had